Hello, beautiful people. Here's the thing. If you just clicked on this, you're seeing it for the first time. Guess what? This is a live stream, which means the rules are different, which means you better be doing dishes. Means you better be working on that Excel spreadsheet. Those invoices, they ain't going to write themselves, man. Buckle up. In the next hour, we're going to see the state of the deepfake. But first, see this timer right up there? That tells you, don't bother me till I've had my coffee. Now, I have had my coffee, but I'm going to have more coffee. And so you're going to wait till that comes down. Today, you want to know what we're up to? Look at that. I wrote some shit down here. That's how easy it is. Why is this on multiple channels at once? Because not all y'all are in my room, and you need to be in my room. You got it? All right, here we go. I gotta get the chats going. Auto find and activate. Everybody celebrate. It's time for everybody to bust a rhyme. That was nice and on key. We all like that, right? Hell yeah. Here, let me see real quick. Real quick a doodle. There we go. What's up? Oh yeah, it's Adam. What's up, G James B? Hell yeah, 52 months and cracking. Good morning, Annalisa. Good to see you. Coffee, black, nothing else. Yeah. Oh my God. 15 with wind chill. Y'all got to knock that off. All right. We're almost to coffee o'clock. And yeah, see this picture up here? That's what I saw last night. We're going to check out the state of the deepfake. This is where it's fun to be a good guy, because part of my job is to know the tools of the bad guys. Now, in this case, this is we're going to figure out the state of the deepfake. That's the important thing. If anybody wants to find out what I should look at on this, let me know. And then we'll get started. I swear I'm going to get my coffee. Actually, one thing I don't know is whether or not we have... Ah, there we go. Test. There it is. Excellent. Yeah, there we go. White hat deepfaking. Yeah, there it is. I liked it better when the robot was able to track me through that door. I don't know if I set it up in the wrong place or something. We'll have to figure that out. But that was fun. Hello, beautiful people. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. Yow. There we go. All right, so here's what happened. I guess while I'm doing this, I need to reset this. First of all, checking in on yesterday's release, that robot one did pretty well. It ended up being a solid base hit, which is about as good as I can hope for the fast turnaround time. If you're not actually doing stuff real time, or too many things. It did great. It was a great base hit. Oh, interesting. Yeah. We may have to be careful with our language on there, because this is the thing. When we're the good guys treading in bad guy territory, it's going to get a little bit messy. And so in this case, one thing I'm going to take care of right now is I'm going to readjust my size here. There we go. I'm going to give a little more width to this shot. And the reason for that is because in the preset, I don't know if you saw the robot shot, there's one that puts me up at the top, and we need a little more widescreen on there to make that work. Good morning, Kevin LFC. Howdy from Ibiza. I don't know where Ibiza is. Let me find out. Where is Ibiza? Where is Ibiza? So that's an interesting thing that has to be around the corner. If I am live on screen, then I have to imagine that a robot who just watches and pays attention and just throws me up details at all times would be extremely valuable. Somebody has to already be scripting that. The only thing is it would use a massive amount of tokens, but at some point I would imagine that would be profitable or worth doing. Hello, Digital Analog Ham Radio. Good to see you. It's in the Mediterranean. Beautiful. Are you guys is it a good time of year for the weather? Hey, Larry. Wonderful to see you. Hopefully we'll have a stray ryer here showing up here. There we go. Howdy, Infamous 004. For everybody just joining, we're about to test out some deepfakery tools. Now, in polite society, they're not going to call it deepfakery. Well, first of all, nobody calls deepfakery. What's your question, Jake? Good to see you, Jake. Also, what about clickbait? Is it the fact that I wrote a very engaging headline and thumbnail this time? Oh, wait, I get to do my trick. As you guys remember, see right down there, you see how we got the problem with the banner being above, not below? So that means I get to do my trick where I do this. I'm going to go to layer position. We're going to take that basic blue and we're going to put it beneath the bug. And just like that, it's fixed. Save. Because it's a modern rogue. Yeah. Dylan, I think we're never going to stop doing the dad jokes. No kidding. ATL John Boy says Raspberry Pi Hat Plus 2 came out. It puts Gen AI on the Raspberry and a little billion parameter model. Yeah. I think that we're about to see a lot of on-device stuff because so many things get complicated with privacy. Not the least of which is, putting everything in one security bucket is a bad idea in general. Okay, y'all are like counterfeit squid. Oh, they did all come through. Yeah, that's right. Excellent. There we go. Good. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn my attention over here. I'll look back at you guys here in a bit. This is higgfield.ai, and the tool that I'm interested in is this one, Cling Motion Control. Because as you guys know, I'm deeply invested in the currently evolving scape. And let me swap this over. Instead of fake Tom, we're going to make that media. There we go. And then all. Oh, I guess I got to. Oh, goodness. Oh, lordy begordy. Which one of these? Oh, I bet it's this one. No, can't be this. This one. No, it must be this one. So if I get rid of that in here. Oh, that is what I did. That's right. Okay. So as you guys know, look, I guess I should have go. The story thus far. If you guys ain't noticed, the bad guys have superpowers now, and the good guys are not prepared for it because most of the everyday average folks don't engage in deceptive role play. Magicians do, security consultants do, and actual bad guys do. And people who do it in the context of video games where you try to defraud people out of money. To be honest, a great example of that right now is watch all of Arc Raiders, and you'll see good faith, bad faith negotiations and deceptions in practice. Those are all healthy ways for us to go to the mental gym of recognizing deception from a mile away. I am in the business of fixing humans. It turns out that right now, at this critical inflection point, what we need is somebody with a 20-year track history of teaching non-deceivers how to deceive, right? So, as a result, I'm checking out all the tools because I suspect most people are not prepared for the possibility that the third Zoom of the day is filled with entirely bad actors. This is a great question, Jake. With AI moving so fast, each article is now this tool is dead, the other tool is the only one that matters. Could we see an end on the horizon for that style of titling? The answer is yes, but it won't come about from any other reason than quite simply the crowd will become inured to it. It basically won't work. We'll all get bored of it. It's the equivalent of a style of joke with this style of joke everywhere. Will we ever see the end of it? And the answer is, it depends. For example, take That's What Your Mom Said, right? That's What Your Mom Said was organic in the late 90s, but then it showed up in The Office in the around 2006, mid-late aughts. And the reason it was in The Office because they wanted to establish that the character Michael Scott was out of touch, old and tired with a overdone one-note joke. However, The Office stuck around for a minute, so a generation of kids come in having never heard the old joke, so they experience a different iteration of that. That's the first time they ever hear the That's What Your Mom Said joke. And so as a result, it sustains a new, different type of life. We're going to see the same type of thing in various types of titling. So let's do this. Step 1, input anything. Step 2, write the prompt. Upload reference video. 3 to 30 seconds. Okay. So what do we want the reference video to say? Let's do this. I'll tell you what, you guys... Yeah, let's do this. All right, I'm going to stop and start the recording on this again, and I want you guys to ask questions that I'll just answer. So keep them short and punchy because we only get 30 seconds here. So I'm going to stop recording, and now I'm going to do this. All right, Cliff Horn, good morning. Hey, Tensor Guy. Hey, Inconimus. But here, I'll let your questions come in, and I'll stop it and start it again. Stop recording. Okay. Chase says that the rise, fall, and rise again of jokes is similar to the 30-year cycle of fashion. That sounds about right. I always thought it was a 20-year cycle of fashion. I don't know. There we go. Okay, so that's our reference video. And I guess... what's an easy way for me to transfer that over? It's going to take an extra step or two, but then I don't have to engage a lot of calories thinking about how. Desktop, new window. Go to the transfer drive. And I believe it should be this itty bitty 20 megabyte one. 932.56. Yeah. wonder, can I just drag this over? Has Mouse Without Borders gotten that good? I think it has. I think it just worked. Hell yeah. Oh man, productivity just went up. Nice, nice, nice. Great. Okay, so now what that means is I get to go back to this. So here, we're gonna upload a reference video. Media too high. Maximum width is 2160, so it can only be 2K. All right, so we'll just do this again. We'll do another sample one. I'll stop recording. And now I'm going to set the size down to, we'll just do 1920, 1080. Yeah. All right. All right, we're talking about the cyclical nature of jokes and fashion. I thought it was 20. Chase says it was 30. And he says it may have been 30 years back in my day, but since the generation has been redefined as 20 years, so has the cycle been redefined. I like that. That's a good point. There we go. All right. And then I'm going to change this back to the size 2160. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to take this. Yeah, how bad is the lag with Restream right now, guys? Is it a big old pain in the butt or not so much? Let's see if this was correct. All right, we're talking about the cyclical. Yeah, there we go. That's the right one. So now I get to do this again. Here's Mouse Without Borders. I'll delete that one. I'll drag this one over. Beautiful. Love it. And now we're gonna upload a video. Yeah. And then add elements. Who do we want to have it look like? Do you think they'll care if they're famous? Actually, let me just find Justin Robert Young. Well, you know what? Actually, let's take something more recent. Justin Robert Young. Actually, here. Well, that won't be very... let's see. What does it want for... let's see. Add character images. Yeah, I guess it's just one image. That's kind of scary. Maybe we'll make it Tom Merritt. You just missed it. It was... I'll be curious. Now... Here, we'll do. We'll just take this one. Great. Prompt. think it's going to ask for money. I think for science, 70% off. I don't want to, no annual. No annual. Annual's how they get you. Boo. I just want to give you money right now for a thing. Yeah, right? How do I... How do I... I don't want to spend $100. Here, let me see. The toggle's right above. Okay, there it goes. That's what I was hoping to find out. Let me see. Where's the toggle? I don't see the toggle. Oh, there it is. Monthly. Of course, it's all grayed out and hard to see. Thank you. Okay, well, $35 a month. And if it's right in my face. Oh, there we go. Let me... Promo code is applied. What does that mean? I'll pay $35 right now, but I swear, you guys got to go buy something at scamstuff.com or become a patron. Patreon.com/ModernRogue. You know what? Here, right this minute, someone become a patron. If one person becomes a patron, by the way, we got lots of projects incoming. We're going to be doing a zine. We're going to, you guys are going to be able to be founding members of the next arc. We're starting to figure out what the next 10 years looks like, and it's very exciting, guys. Patreon.com/ModernRogue. Somebody sign up right now. Or at least symbolically, sign up at signup.scamstuff.com. Your money is being wasted on stuff like this. Thank you, Dylan Theus. Yeah, of course, all these. Business write-off. All right. Ugh. $50. All right, fine. Fine. Yes, that's correct. Robert Williams. So here's the thing. When you're a good guy trying to let people know about the bad guys, you got to dabble in a little bit of the bad guy arts. But the problem is the bad guy arts and the viral arts, they demand the monies. So I am nakedly soliciting new patrons at patreon.com/modernrogue. 100% of your money goes to set fire to token burning compute that will destroy the planet. But I'm on the good guy's side. How do I maximize my plan? How do I maximize my plan? Oh, I don't want to maximize my plan. No, what did you do? Okay, stop. All y'all. Can we get back to making, I just want to make my thing. There we go. Now, free. All right, so now it's in the queue. Hey, Tensor Guy is a champion. That is how we support no good miscreant shenanigans. Thank you very much, Tensor Guy. Have you heard about the zine? We're making a zine. We have to go buy, I don't know if we have to buy a printing press. I feel like we should. A printing press, I mean like some kind of, find a cheap Xerox machine. Napoleon once perhaps said, if you wish to be a success in the world, notice everything and deliver nothing. It seems the bad guys took notice. That's interesting. The Napoleon quote that I have always thought of was the, allegedly, he cultivated a reputation for being a brilliant battlefield tactician, not because he could think immediately and react on the fly, but because he had pre-thought through what if, so that by the time anything happened on the battlefield, he had a pre-written plan ready to go. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're doing product planning for this year. So if you think we should be selling a thing, let us know what the cool stuff is. You guys can here's the way it works. You guys can write me. Oh, I don't have it here. Title editor. There you go. But you know what? I am going to make a preset for this. While we're waiting on this thing to cook, Brian@shwood.com, just forward me anything that you think is cool. If you see anything in the wild that you're like, that seems like a scam stuff thing, then send it to me, and then I forward it to Annalisa, and it becomes a discussion point. There we go. I figured out how to get rid of that hanger-on thing. And then meanwhile, what I'll do is while that's cooking, I'm going to map. So, okay. Right now, I've got it pretty kinesthetically cemented that, whoops, there we go. That when the timer needs to go away, when I want to clear off layer 1, I always hit this right arrow. So, but this guy, I wonder what I currently have that foot pedal set to. Let me go to the foot pedal. The forgotten pedal. Okay. There we go. That's right. So these are already mapped to vMix. Hello, co-host. So I'm going to go to shortcuts. I'm going to do find. I'm going to hit this left one. We'll see what it's currently set up to. That's currently to timer skewed red. So instead, I'm going to map that one to 12. Emails and sign up. And then if I find this one, I think this one is, yeah. So I'm going to delete this one. There we go. And then I'm going to find this one again. Well, first, let me see if that first one works. So if I do this, yep, that's great. And then that goes away. And then the other one, the middle one that I use more rarely, will be the timer. So now I'm going to go to shortcuts. I'm going to find this middle one. It's not going to find anything. Great. So I'm going to find this one. Whoops. I need to find this one. I'm going to clone this one. And then I'm going to double click on the clone of it. And I'm going to change the key control to this one. And then I'm going to change this to the red timer. Save. And now look at this. Now, if I hit the middle part of the right one, we get that, and I can make it go away. And if I hit this one, it brings us this, and I can make, this, and then I can make that go away. There we go. And now I'm going to save all of this because that worked. And now we're going to check back in to discover that we're still in queue. Get out of here. Get out of here. Let's see. So this is what it's exactly what it looks like. It tracks all the motion control, takes the one thing, makes it into another. Now that's terrifying. Because in Hong Kong last year, one finance dude, on behalf of a company, transferred $25 million because he was in a series of Zoom calls where it turns out he was the only human there. Thank you, Tensor Guy. There we go. Oh no, is the humdinger not working? Let me make sure the humdinger protocol is enabled. Egads. Saving the flow. It should be back. Good morning, Austin the Man 97. Oh, I guess I should just say Austin. Good morning, Austin. There it is. Beautiful. Oh, is that what everybody said humdinger at the exact same time? That's on me. That's me. Okay, so it's still working on that. So if there's one thing, I don't know. Hey, good morning, No Grab PK. If you just joined us, we're battling the forces of evil by doing play pretend evil. There's a lot of scamming afoot, and traditionally, all that scamming and flim-flamming and cyber penetration has all been a technological stuff, and you needed a certain level of technical skill to even pull off the scams and hacks, and you needed the technical skill to defend against them. But something very strange has happened over the last 3 to 4 years. Turns out robots can be trained on deceptive behavior, and so now the technological hurdles have all vanished, and so a lot of people can do basically shitty magic. And so, as somebody who's taught a lot of magic, I intend to make everybody better at deception. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, Hearst Nevermore. Yeah, good news, magicians. We're finally culturally relevant. Nay, important. Oh, what was your question, Austin? Hit me up. What was the story with the dude on the Zoom? Yeah, let me see if I can find that for you guys. I'll just get a robo summary here. New chat, who dis? There we go. Pow, pow. New chat. There we go. What was the story about the dude in Hong Kong who transferred $25 million in payments to deepfake fraudsters? He thought he was... How many sessions did it take? And he thought he was the only... Or he thought he was with humans, but he was the only human in the room, right? Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Killer Spud. That's exactly how it goes. Boy... I guess we're looking at a robot. Yeah, here we go. January 2024, a finance professional in Hong Kong office UK engineering firm Arup got an email from the CFO. He suspected phishing, but he was invited to a video conference where he saw and heard what appeared to be the CFO and a bunch of colleagues. Every other participant on the call were all AI-generated deepfakes. Convinced he was legitimate, he followed instructions and made 15 separate transfers totaling $25 million to 5 bank accounts controlled by fraudsters. Look, here's the thing, guys, is another thread on this is that I'll have to dig up the details on it, but I want to say in the Congo or deep in the jungle in Africa are diesel-powered workstations that are churning through LLMs. Now, here's the thing. If I was a bad guy with resources, maybe state money resources, I would be spending gobs of money to start with text-building friendships to a bunch of aging people, maybe 60 to 65 right now, with the intention of doing nothing but being a friendly, believable confidant so that 1 year passes, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and then around the time they retire, but when they still have influence, around 65 to 67, maybe a little bit longer if you want to wait for a little bit of cognitive decline to creep in, but you'll have established so strong a friendship that you can cash in your chips and do something terrible in the future. This is all happening right now. This is why I'm making a hard pivot into security awareness training space. Because, as best I can tell, not a lot of dipshits want to play with all these toys and then tell funny stories to engage people to get them to play along at home. I'll tell you what, Hawk, it would be more profitable for all of us in the short term if that were the case. But of course, we play the game for the long game. Yeah, Tweetbacks, here's the funny part, is there's no longer real scammers in person. In fact, the first illusion is already broken down. The idea that there's a person scheming and getting you, that broke down when you find out that all of those scammers are giant hierarchical organizations that are run on slave human labor. They're forced to engage in these romance scams at scale. Now, I guess good question mark that robots are taking those jobs away, but bad that is happening at scale and it's going to be super duper precise, unbelievably precise. Not gonna lie, there is a pressing need to fight against what I am calling the Scampocalypse. By the way, everyone, I registered Scampocalypse.com like 6 months ago. What I enjoy about that is if I say AI Scampocalypse, it requires no explanation. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, I get it. So I'm leaning on that. Oh, as a matter of fact, I have wonderful news. Let me tell you guys about this. Hold on. Can't believe I almost walked past this. Shame upon me. Shame around me. Shame all about me. I'm trying to do good hygiene and not have my personal Gmail show up too much on the media computer because I don't know what is coming and going at all times. So I'm trying to be good about forwarding things to the Modern Rogue account. There we go. Forward to. There we go. Hey. Oh, hell yeah. Let's see. There it is. Look at this, guys. Oh. There is an important cybersecurity conference. If you go to staysafeonline.org, it's called Convene. And I'm the closing keynote talking about exactly what we're talking about. So you guys, so on top of that, here, let's go to Scampocalypse.com. So Convene is the convention. That is a, I don't know, I think it's $500 to go to the whole conference. I get to be the closing keynote. It's a very good presentation because we're talking about the pilot study that I did at Clemson University, where I took a bunch of 18-year-old freshmen who were there in the nursing program and converted them into predators, made them fishing experts. And we're going to tell that whole story on there. But meanwhile, if you want to come to an awesome 6-hour, one-day workshop, Perry Carpenter is the leading authority. He is the chief strategist at KnowBe4, the world's #1 protection source for security awareness training. He's got fantastic keynotes. He put the deepfakes that we're messing around with now on the map. Last year, he did a presentation that blew everyone away. He created a social engineering scam bot. As a matter of fact, we were able to fool my dad with it. If you look at episode from a few weeks ago on the Modern Rogue. But we're going to do his best keynote, my best keynote, a framework for how to protect your business. But more importantly, we're going to all, this is reductionist, we're all going to engage in deceptive role play, what I call wolf masking. AKA, we're going to learn magic tricks and perform them on each other. And we're going to note the difference between hypothesizing about how a scam or a con works and actually engaging with it. It is the difference between hypothesizing about the future and remembering how you played in the past. That is available if you head on over to scampocalypse.com. Oh, scampocalypse.com. There it is. It'll take you to Scam Stuff. That's gear for the Modern Rogue. And you can sign up for our keynote or our workshop. That's the day before Convene. And then Convene will happen, and then I'll do the closing keynote there. I'm very, very excited about it. It's going to be very, very good. There we go. Let's see whether or not. Okay. In queue. Wait, did I not? Oh, wait. All right, we're talking. Whoa, interesting. Okay, so first thing I learned. Let's check this out. Let's see what our first results are. About the cyclical nature of jokes and fashion. I thought it was 20. Chase says it was 30. And he says it may have been 30 years back in my day, but since the generation has been redefined as 20 years, so has the cycle been redefined. I like that. That's a good point. All right, we're talking about this. Wow. All right. Wow. Okay. There we go. Keep the video exactly the same, but replace the speaker, Ryan, with the person in this photo, Justin. There we go. Let's see what that looks. Yeah, dude. Well, for a first try, not bad. Not bad. And of course, keep in mind, this is one of the things that people like, they are tempted to confuse. This is, when you see it, yes, you'll notice something's off. You are never, ever performing a scam with somebody with 100, where you're playing against 100% of someone's brain. All of you guys are playing with 100% of your brain. They are designed so that you cannot play with 100% of your brain, in which case that definitely passes the critical threshold of passing a casual inspection. Everything else is designing the tableau. If you want more on this, oh, by the way, on the list of to-dos, guys, you guys were kind enough to, right now, World's Greatest Con just forwards to the Acast page. And I was bummed out about that because if you just Google or do any kind of web search, World's Greatest Podcast, then you'll get, ooh, look at this. Yeah, it comes up with this Fireside one, which only has the first season. So a bunch of people incorrectly assume that there's only one season. There's a lot of them. A lot of them. A fully deepfaked office hours. Yeah, we'll get there. As a matter of fact, here. Hold on. Hold on one second. Oh, I don't know how. Yeah. Maybe I could do this. Yeah, screw it. We're in bonus time. I may end up killing the stream. We'll come back and we'll do more of this tomorrow because we got to keep on figuring out more of this. But let me see. I'm going to have to fight over this camera. The frame rate is going to go to garbage. But let me... This is the tool that Perry Carpenter showed me. Oh, ATL John Boy, literally, you see this card right here? It says WTAT on it. It's here to tell me to post this new episode of Weird Things, which I do, except for Ryder's here. We're doing a production week, so it's an awful lot. Okay, how do I? Okay, login expired. Oh. Oh, I think Perry was logged in on his account. Okay, that apparently is not as installed and ready to go as I thought. So that'll be a different one. That's real-time deepfake software that is better than you would expect. If you do a little bit of costuming, it'll definitely pass casual scrutiny. Oh yeah, the fourth book test. So, yes, stay very excited for it. Hearst, I have to do the magician talking in code thing. The advancements in the first three book tests looked a certain way. Over the last 20 years, books have gotten more complicated in their formatting, and there is a threshold that is not as easy for Brian to hit. So we are bringing in a pro who is making sure that everything matches congruently. It's a little bit, it turns out, to be a little bit of, the good news is it's going to look really, really good. The bad news is there's more work to make everything look as good as I would like. And so we hit the threshold of what Brian is able to do, and what I was seeing did not meet the Brian quality threshold. So now we're bringing in pros, which should only make you happier come the end. But in the meantime, we're all being patient. Ah, here we go. We were in the queue. Now we're in progress. So the question is whether or not my prompt made the difference. And this will be a good thing to take us out on. And then I think, let me check the... Awesome. I have a special treat for everybody who is a patron of Great Night. Yeah, I could tell you guys. We talked about a certain place in Great Night this week, and the Bones is going to go there. Oh, you mean this little ditty? You want it to be super realistic, like the actual voice. Oh wait, oh no. Oh, this is set up wrong. Oh, but get this. Get this.
You mean the actual voice of me, Justin Robert Young?
Save. There we go.
Let me hear my voice. Yeah!
There it is, the true voice.
Me, Justin Robert Young. Oh, man.
Well, now I know what the bit needs to be for the next time. If this works, then I'll just cook together that deepfake next time of that. That'd be great. All right. Okay. Come on. Come on, in progress. So let me do a little bit of poking while we're waiting and see if there's possibly... Hey, I'm using Restream.io, and I'm generally quite pleased with it because it reaches 5 different restreams at once. However, I'm not thrilled with the 20-second lag that the audience experiences. Is there a way to shorten that lag, or... I guess another option would be I can just have preferential treatment for one particular stream destination and send that straight from vMix. I don't know. What do you think? Ooh. The buffer stack almost always lands you in the 15 to 25 second range. Reduced latency on the platforms, not Restream. This won't get you to near real time, but it could shave off a few seconds. Enable low latency or ultra low latency in stream settings. Okay. Okay. Can I make those changes while live, or I have to do so before the launch? That would be a game changer, because I'm assuming that Restreams... Well, yeah, no, I know about that. Yeah, okay. Latency mode. To change latency mode, is that... I don't know why I'm typing. Typing is slower. To change the latency mode, is that something that I could do in Restream.io, or I need to make that configuration in YouTube? Oh, hey, my mom's here. It's Mama Schwood. Ah, rewind adds the most latency. Okay. Hey, what's going on? XXXXXXXGT 2KZ. Yeah, that's just it, Anthony Snow. Look, man, this is the same game a lot of people are going to be playing, only I'm doing it in public. Maver Mick. Ooh, that's great. Okay. Well, that's great. Maver Mick, if you are optimistic about speeding that up, that would be great. I have to do it in YouTube, not in Restream. Great, great, great. Okay, so tomorrow I'll try ultra low latency, and you know what? I'll do ultra low latency on one channel, not the other, and we'll see if you guys can figure out which one I've enabled it on, and then that way, that'll be a good A/B test. And then meanwhile, we're just waiting on this last bit in progress. The next thing I'm curious about is whether Higgsfield, here, let me go back to asking questions about Higgsfield. Oh, interesting. Ah, dang it. Okay. Crap. It looks like that prompt did not work. Well, that sucks. I like it when things I try do work. Oh, wait, that's the first one? Nope, this is also the second one. Well, this sucks. I don't even want to watch it. Cyclical nature of jokes and fashion. I thought it was 20. Chase says it was 30. And he says it may have been 30 years back in my day, but since the generation has been redefined as 20 years, so has the cycle been redefined. I like that. That's a good point. All right, we're talking. Okay, so here's what I'll do instead. I will do it one more time. We'll go to YouTube. Let's do this moment. I guess I'd need, what would be ideal is, oh, here we go. I could do it with Josh Ness.
The gold hunter. Easy that, let me go back here for a second. With
There we go.
that.
There we go. We'll save as. We'll do another one. That's a good profile.
Let's see if we can actually find some.
Save as. And then finally, let's see if we can get this one. Save as. So now we got 3 looks from Josh Ness. And then what I'll do is I'll swap this one out. Oh. Can I add another one? No, I guess that's it. Okay. We'll see with that one. Yeah. Okay. Look, sorry guys. I don't think I can wait for another one of these. We got to switch over to the bones. That'll be available to the Great Night patrons. We will see you guys in a bit. We had a lot of success shooting Mono Rogue episodes yesterday. You guys are going to like it quite a bit. But I'll see you guys tomorrow's. I like that we're exploring this kind of new territory. If you use the first image-to-image overlay, on the first frame of the video, then use that for the input image, that'll give you the results. Okay, we'll figure out what that looks like tomorrow. All right, we'll see you guys. Bye.